Hey y'all, it's Nikki Winston. Welcome to yet another episode of the WERKin Mommas podcast. What um episode is this? 18? I don't even know. It's been a minute since I have been on the mic, and for whatever reason, yeah, this is episode 18. My last episode was Life Lessons from the CPA Exam Part 1, Episode 17. So this is Episode 18. Welcome back to another episode. I am excited to be doing this particular episode because this is my first episode in this new COVID-19 slash coronavirus slash global pandemic world that we are living in right now. And a lot of times things happen and you feel like certain classes of people are affected. But with what we have going on right now, it don't matter where you live, who you are, what your background or nationality is, how much money you make, who you know, where you work. None of that matters because people left and right are being impacted by this some way or another. In my case, I'm doing my episode right now, but you might hear some buzzing in the background. My husband is cutting grass and weed eating or weed whacking, and my kids are running amok over the house. This is the first time we've actually given them a break. Um, Trying to work remotely, trying to take time away from the computer to make sure they get schoolwork done, trying to keep them on a schedule and have some sense of normalcy. But I don't know when we're going to get back to actual normalcy as we know it or as we knew it. And so, even when we do get to the point where everybody's back in the office, the kids are back at school, there's almost going to have to be this social reintroduction that we have to do. And instead of somebody sneezing and saying, bless you, they sneeze and they're clearing their throat. And you doing the double take like, hey, you okay? You need to get tested. So it's just a new environment that we're living in. But I always like to look at the what's the word I'm looking for? The cliche glass half full. So this could be a much needed stop, rest, take a break that a lot of people have needed. A lot of parents who say, I work so much, I wish I could spend more time with my kids, or I wish I can be home more, or I wish I didn't have to spend 3 or 4 hours a day in my car trying to get back and forth to work. So there is some upside to what we're seeing and what we're dealing with right now. Even for me personally, I mean, one of the reasons why I haven't recorded as many episodes as I've wanted to, especially the fact that I have show notes and everything written out already. One of the big reasons why I haven't been able to do that is because it's busy season. It's real out here for CPAs. Even with everything that's going on, I finally wrapped up my audit like last night, and this was something that has been that I was planning on doing 4 or 5 weeks ago. So the audit drug out. There's a lot going on. It's tax season. Even with the extensions that just came out a couple days ago, I still had a backlog of clients in the queue that I had to get their personal and their corporate and partnership returns done. So it's the work really doesn't slow down for me, but it definitely gives me an opportunity to get look at my time and look at my calendar and make some adjustments that I probably should have made a long time ago. And one thing I've been laughing about is I saw somebody say the other day, I think I was on Twitter, and the girl said, we don't need any more tips about working from home or something like that. And so I laughed at it at first, but then the other part of me is like, well, you probably do. Maybe not you, but there's other people that probably do. Some people are working from home and had to do so pretty abruptly. they're either not used to working from home, or I actually have people on my team where I give my team the flexibility to work from home, and I have a person that doesn't. And she says, to be honest, I get more work done at the office. I'm more productive at the office. So I would rather not work from home. So you have people, you have employees who are being forced into these roles. Some people are working from home for a few weeks. Some people are working from home indefinitely. Some people aren't working from home at all because the jobs that they have still require them to be in the office for whatever reason. So there is still some things to be learned about working from home from the employee aspect, which is a lot of what I've been seeing is people giving tips to employees. But for me, just being the person that I am and just having worked in corporate settings for almost 2 decades, I look at it like there are things that these companies need to learn with their employees, the majority of their workforce now working remotely. And I know that there are some disengaged employers, a lot of them who might look down upon working from home for whatever reason. They don't trust the employees, they don't feel like it's necessary, whatever the situation is. But the one thing that employers are going to have to understand is that now you have us working parents trying to be in multiple elements at the same time. So typically, when I work from home, it's just me here. My husband's at his office. My kids are at school. It's quiet. I can get a lot more things done. And now I'm having to mute my meeting to yell at my kids about some shit I've told them to do 2 or 3 times, and then unmute and start talking about accounting and corporate and all these other things. So there's some adjusting that we have to make. Even if you're accustomed to working from home, now you have to get used to working from home and not being able to have that quiet moment all the time, because my kids don't care. I mean, and I say it with love, like our kids don't care that we have to work. If they want to do something with us or they want to hang out, they're going to do that. And I laughed the other day because I was on the call and my daughter, you know, when you're on the call and it's your turn to talk, so you can't be muted. And then I'm trying to talk on the call and then make signs to my daughter, like, hold on, give me a few minutes, because she wanted to play Connect Four. And I'm like, hold on, I'm on the call. Like, I'm trying to signal to her like 5 minutes or whatever. And she was just not, she wasn't happy with that, but she walked away. And so I said, okay, well, she'll be back in 5 minutes. She came back in like 2 minutes and came back with the Connect Four game in her hand, and she started setting up shop. Took the little thing out the box, separated the what are they even called? The little checker things. She was yellow and I was red. And she sat there in front of me with the game in my face, sat across from me, and waited until I got off the phone. And I couldn't even be mad at her. I actually found it to be pretty funny. But after I got off that call, we played 2 rounds, I think, 2 pretty competitive rounds for an 8-year-old. 2 pretty competitive rounds of Connect Four. She won the first one. She caught me slipping. I did not know she was going for the diagonal win. Um, but I came around and beat her the second time. So we still have a tiebreaker game on the table. Last night we watched a movie, and it was what is that movie called? Batman Dark Knight. I've never seen it before. The only Batman I've seen is like the OG Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And to me, that's Batman. Like, I didn't care about the remakes and all these other people, but I have to say Dark Knight was pretty damn good. Heath Ledger and really everybody else did an amazing job in that movie. And for the first 45 minutes, I was just not into it. They kept saying, come on, you'll like it. Just give it a chance. And so I was scrolling on Instagram, on Facebook, just responding to people's tweets for the first maybe 45 minutes. And then I ended up getting into it at the end. And it was a really good movie. So any other time, we probably would not have done that during the week or at least it's not as often as we've been doing, I would have said, you know what? No, it's time for y'all to go to bed. Y'all got to get up and go to school. And my husband and I are very adamant about my kids really getting enough rest, getting up, being ready for school and things like that. And so we didn't have to deal with that. So yeah, we let them stay up a little bit later last night. And so I say all of that to say that we can really have some important takeaways from this time that we have to quote unquote self quarantine, spend some more time with our family. For those of us who work 9 to 5s and 6 to 10s, spend more time developing your business. I don't like to call it a side hustle, because if you think of it as a side hustle, you'll treat it like a side hustle and you'll make it the last priority on the list. So spend some time developing your content, figuring out how you can take your business and help people virtually. For me, I've started doing some video tutorials for CPA exam content, and that was something I wanted to do anyway. That was on my list of things to do anyway. So this slowdown that we're in right now, as far as not having to commute and this social distancing, has given me the bandwidth that I've needed to catch up on some things that I've been wanting to do, so that I can make sure that these students are ready on exam day. Even with Prometric is closed for um 30 days, I believe. Even with them being closed, use this extra time to study, and you never really feel 100% ready on exam day. So dig into some more simulations, look at some more multiple choice questions, figure out the areas that you're struggling in the most, and use this extra time to hone in on those areas so that you can be successful and go and take far. And that's the first and last time that you have to deal with it. So let me take a sip of water. I got regular water today. I have my jug, 116 ounces, and I have about 24 ounces left to meet my goal. No lemon today, just regular water straight out the water dispenser in the refrigerator. But this particular episode, I just wanted to share that. I don't want y'all to feel like, what am I going to do now? Um I'm working from home, or maybe I'm not working. Maybe work has slowed down because I'm working from home, but really use this time to get things together. Get your house together, get yourself together. Start doing some push ups on the stairs, or do jump ropes, or do squats in the backyard. I mean, there's so many different things we can do to keep ourselves busy and productive, and to keep ourselves healthy as well. Because I know that I've been cooking my ass off this week, and it's something that I enjoy doing, but sometimes it feels exhausting and it feels like another something else that I have to do. So again, being able to capitalize on this slowdown and be in my kitchen and turn my music on and pour me a glass of whiskey and cook is something that I really like to do. So get back to doing the things that you love and focus on controlling those things that you can control. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the next step is. We clearly know that the people in office have done a just fuck up of a job of handling this whole situation. So try to focus on controlling what you can control. I'm also going to do some some online things, some activities, and share some resources for small business owners. I know that Hello Alice has been collecting information and also sharing a bunch of resources on their website. SBA is also a great resource for small businesses, not just in this space, but just overall. And the one thing that small business owners are feeling right now is feeling the brunt of some of those steps that may have been missed. A lot of times we are, as entrepreneurs and small business owners, so happy to launch or go to market that we overlook a lot of those important things that come with running a business, and some of those back office things that may not mean a lot to you right now, but they're going to be important in times like these. And I'm speaking of business continuity plans and disaster recoveries and contingency plans. Lots of corporations are able to provide the technology, the resources for their employees to go from the office to working remotely and turn that around pretty quickly. And a huge part of that is because of the DRPs, the disaster recovery plans and business continuity plans that they have in place. Not every entrepreneur has that in place. Sometimes we go to market with the bare bones. We have a computer, we have products and services, and we might have a location, a physical brick and mortar location. We have ways that you can pay us, and that's pretty much it. Then we have a social media presence. We haven't thought about the succession planning, the business continuity. What happens if there's a major disaster, a natural disaster that adversely impacts my business? Sometimes we skip over that and say, well, I'll get to it later. Let me just get my products and services out there and let people know that I'm here, which is fine, but the important thing is to get back to addressing those aspects of your business and working with a CPA, an attorney, and putting those things in place for your business. Because whether you want to believe it or not, the CPA and the attorney are two of the most important investments that you will make in your business. You will need us before you launch, you will need us during the launch, and you will need us whenever you sell or shut down or whatever happens. And it's also a deductible business expense. So look at that as the key components of your business so that you can continue during times like these. So that was really just a freestyle episode that I wanted to share. The other thing that I'm going to do is do a career combos episode of working in this COVID-19 environment, because again, this is new for a lot of us on both the employee and the employer aspect. And so it's important for us to be engaged, even though we're physically distant, and still make it a point to put forth your best effort, even though you're working remotely. So I just wanted to come on here, share those things. If you are a small business owner and you're looking for some assistance or some resources, definitely check out Hello Alice or SBA.gov. And I'm also going to put together some more content and resources and things for those small business owners who are trying to figure out how to navigate in this new space. Also, if you are a CPA candidate and you have an exam coming up soon, or you're studying for a particular section and you're trying to figure things out, then send me a note or let me know what topic you're struggling with, and I'll put together a tutorial for you. My coaching programs are also still going on. I have the retake roadmap, which is happening right now. It's for those of you who failed an exam. We just had another score release a couple of days ago. But if you failed the exam and you're just trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? I've talked to a lot of people who said, I thought the exam was going fine. I saw a couple of questions that I struggled with, but for the most part, I thought it was fine. Some people are saying, I think I failed because I ran out of time. And a lot of people are like, I just don't know what went wrong. I thought I was prepared, I was ready, and then I get my score back and I got a 68. So the retake roadmap is having a conversation with those candidates, looking at their score releases to say, let's analyze this and figure out what were your strong and weak areas and how you need to come back stronger the next time and really put an effective study plan in place. And so I work with students in that regard to get them ready for exams. I also have the silver, gold, and platinum programs, which are great for candidates whether you have your own study materials or not. If you do have your own study materials currently, then the silver program would be ideal for you. It provides the coaching, the one-on-one support, the 24/7 email support, just to help you talk through different concepts and review the practice questions and practice exams with you to make certain that you are ready on exam day. The gold package is everything that's included in silver, plus you get a couple of private coaching sessions. Or wait, I think gold is one private session and one community coaching session, and then some additional support with testing and preparation. And then the platinum program is all of the above, where there's some additional private coaching sessions in there to talk through specific topics. If you just want to talk about how to be ready on exam day, how to find the time to study, how to study as a busy working mom, which was a huge part of my CPA exam journey. So I always like to share that with candidates and just really give them the perspective from somebody who has been where they are right now. And like I said, there's a ton of episodes that I recorded to I'm looking at the episodes, but there's a ton of episodes that I recorded previously to really talk through some of the CPA exam struggles that people are having. There's a CPA exam Q&A episode. There's life lessons from the CPA exam. That's episode 17. I did one episode just on FAR material because I got so many questions about it. That's episode 16. And then I have a ton of other just career convo discussions, some things for small business owners. So definitely check out the podcast. It's called the WERKin Mommas podcast, like you're listening to right now. And lots of good content for you as you figure out how to be more productive, how to be ready for the exam, and how to take your business to the next level. So, this was just an episode. I wanted to share some things with y'all. I hope y'all are doing well and staying safe. Definitely still hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, at Nick Winston CPA. Feel free to send me your questions, whether it's about your business or the CPA exam. I'm actually going to do an episode about um that's that remote mom teacher business owner brain. But I'm going to do an episode about business structures, about LLCs versus S corps versus C corps versus proprietorships versus partnerships, because I get a lot of questions from that. Number one, that's testable content for the CPA exam, but it's also relevant for business owners as you start your businesses, or if you are taking this time to reevaluate where your business is, to figure out, why did you start your business as an LLC? Was that the best structure for you based on your short and long term goals? Or did you pick that just because you saw somebody else's business with LLC at the end? And do you really understand the impact from a tax perspective, from personal asset perspective? Do you really understand the ins and outs of having your business structured as an LLC versus any other type of structure? And then for the CPA candidates, it's, do you understand, if you're given a scenario about structures, do you know which one is which? Do you know, just based on somebody starting a business and having X number of members, and they're telling you what type of asset protection they want for themselves and for the business, are you able to recommend to them the best structure for their business? So that's something that's relevant to both candidates and business owners. So look out for that one soon. I'm probably gonna record that now. So I have some people asking some red questions. Also gonna do a section 31, section 1245, section 1250 episode for reg. I don't know. I might do that as a video tutorial, so I can show some practice problems and some simulations and help make sense of that. But I'm finding myself going into ramble world right now. I didn't write any notes for this particular episode. This was just a freestyle that I needed to do. But I have 3 episodes that I really, really want to get recorded that I have notes for. So since we're all self-quarantined and out here trying to avoid cabin fever and all that good stuff, I'm probably going to binge record some episodes and just put them out for y'all. So again, if you have a question, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, hit me up, and be on the lookout for the new episodes. Again, I hope y'all are well. Stay safe. Make the best use of this time. And I will talk to y'all soon.